What shocking thing happened when Baron Trump helped a little boy find his lost puppy? It was late in the afternoon and the park was alive with the sounds of children playing and families enjoying the fresh air. But in the middle of all the laughter, a little boy sat alone on a bench, his small hands tightly clutching his knees. His head was down, his tiny frame trembling. Baron Trump, who had been passing through, noticed him right away. There was something about the way the boy sat, like the whole world had just fallen apart around him. Without hesitation, Barron walked over and knelt beside him. "Hey, buddy, are you okay?" The boy looked up, his eyes red and filled with tears. He sniffled but couldn't stop crying. His voice was weak, barely more than a whisper. My puppy. He ran away." Barron could see the pain in his eyes, but before he could respond, the boy continued, his small hands tightening into fists. He was my dad's last gift to me before he died." Barron felt his chest tighten. He swallowed hard, feeling the weight of the boy's words. This wasn't just about a lost pet. This was the last piece of a father who was no longer there. The last connection the boy had to him. Barron's voice softened, but there was a deep sense of determination in his eyes. "We're going to find Buddy, I promise," the boy sniffled, looking up in hope. "Really?" Barron nodded. "Really." Without wasting a second, they began searching. The boy called out for Buddy, his voice desperate and shaky. Barron asked passers-by, vendors, even joggers if they had seen a small golden puppy running around, but no one had. Minutes turned into an hour. The boy's voice grew weaker, his hope fading. Barron could see it, how his little shoulders sagged, how his hands trembled. "Maybe he's gone forever," the boy whispered, barely able to say the words. His lip quivered as fresh tears filled his eyes. Barron knelt beside him again, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Don't say that. We haven't given up yet. Buddy is out there, and I know he's scared just like you. We just have to keep looking." The boy wiped his nose, nodding. "Okay." Then suddenly, a faint whimper. It was so soft that they almost didn't hear it over the sounds of the park. But then, it came again. The boy gasped. "Buddy!" Barron's eyes widened. "That came from over there?" They ran toward the sound, pushing through a cluster of bushes. And there, tangled in a wire fence, his small body trembling, his fur matted with dirt, was Buddy. His big frightened eyes looked up at them, his tiny body too exhausted to even move. The boy dropped to his knees, reaching out, but Buddy whimpered, his paw caught in the wire. "Hang on, little guy," Barron said gently, his hands working carefully to free him. The wire was tight, but Barron was careful not to hurt him. Buddy whimpered again, his breathing fast, but he didn't fight. It was as if he knew Barron was there to help. Finally, the wire loosened, and Buddy was free. The moment he was out, he leapt into the boy's arms, whimpering and licking his face furiously. The boy sobbed, hugging his best friend so tightly, like he would never let go again. "I thought I lost you forever," he choked out. "Daddy told me to always take care of you, and I thought I failed." Buddy snuggled closer, as if he understood every word. Barron stood back, watching, his own throat tightening. This wasn't just about a puppy. This was about a promise. A love that even death couldn't erase. The boy's mother came rushing over, breathless, tears streaming down her face. When she saw Buddy safe in her son's arms, she covered her mouth, unable to speak. She turned to Barron, her voice shaking. Thank you so much. Buddy is all he has left of his father." Barron simply nodded, watching as the boy held Buddy close, whispering softly to him. The love between them was unbreakable. As Barron turned to leave, the boy suddenly called out, "Wait!" Barron stopped. The boy ran up to him, still holding Buddy tightly. He looked up, his big, tear-rid eyes full of gratitude. "You didn't just find my puppy, you brought my dad back to me." Barron felt his heart clench, but he simply smiled. "Your dad's love was never lost," he said gently. "It's right here, in you and in Buddy." The boy smiled for the first time that day, holding Buddy closer. "Thank you, Barron." As Barron walked away, he glanced back one last time. The boy was still sitting on that bench, cradling Buddy like the most precious thing in the world. And in that moment, Barron knew, sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can mean everything. What do you think of Barron's unexpected act of kindness? Let us know in the comments.